But for sure, we have also other taxes.
Yes, of course, I know.
Affect the ownership of a property in Spain. Very broad and plain vanilla. We have the net wealth tax, temporary solidarity tax on high net worth individuals, which are two taxes covering the same scope of taxation. Spain is a singular country in many ways, but in this way, essentially with regard to taxation on net wealth, is particularly special because we are probably the only country in the world that have two net wealth taxes. So
wow.
it's I can explain after that. On the other hand, we have the inheritance and gift tax. Net wealth tax and temporary solidarity tax. Net wealth tax for Spanish resident individuals, levy the worldwide net wealth around the world, and for non-resident Spanish individual, just tax the Spanish assets or rights that can be exercised in Spanish territory, essentially. Which is the main issue with regard to this net wealth tax. Essentially for the interest of non-resident individuals. Different autonomous region in Spain has bonified the whole tax liability of this net wealth tax, among others Andalusia. So if you are a resident in Andalusia, or on the other hand the specific rules passed by the Andalusia government applies to you as a non-Spanish tax resident, you can benefit from this 100% bonification on the tax liability, which means that you are not going to pay net wealth tax.
Oh, that's great.
That's great, but the Spanish government 2 years ago passed this so-called temporary solidarity tax. Essentially, this tax aims to tax the net wealth in those situations in which, as a result of a specific regional benefits, are not being the net wealth is not being taxed under the effective tax rates applicable under the net wealth tax law. So in Andalusia, this temporary solidarity tax applies under certain circumstances. Essentially, when your net wealth is higher than 3,700,000 euros, you can be taxed under this specific figure. In the case of non-resident individuals, when your Spanish assets or Spanish rights, the value exceeds from this valuation.